started. A warm welcome inside of the Dakota Dome for Drake and South Dakota. Second matchup between these teams this year. Rare rematch in the FCS playoffs. South Dakota won it earlier. Flag comes out quickly on this opening play, which is a pitch trying to get the run game started first. Freshman to freshman pitch there, Nick Herman.
The fact that he didn't blow it dead, Jason, thinking it might be a neutral zone.
Their head coach Joe Woodley told us there is a minimal margin for error today on the road. Quick slant route on the cross up to the 29-yard line. Making the reception is Jackson Voth, the guy who had over 500 yards in the season. Former is for the Bulldogs, trying to get over that hump today. They'll hand it off, and a nice back cut there from Nick Herman. The freshman, you see his burst of speed. Looks like he was slowing down for a second. All of a sudden hits the jet.
Strength of the zone and making everybody move defensively.
Got some big guys on that left side. They'll fake it there, a little deception, then dump it off. And getting up to about the 44-yard line. They get very creative with him in this offense. Won at least 10 to 15 touches today for him. They'll hand it off. More good blocking on that right side. And getting up, breaking a tackle is Menzinger. And he gets inside of the 40. Some more
moving the formation, Jason, which moves the defense.
That's Hughes in motion again. They give it to him second time. They brought him over on a little deception. Didn't pick up much there, though, that time. Coming over to make the play was Gabe Hardman.
Well, I love how they
made it to the semifinals. Lost to Montana State. Bringing pressure off the edge. And then Nagawa was able to get that pass away, but coming around the corner was Caden. And Nagawa with a dart has Voth. Does he have enough for a first down? Needed 7. Looks like Teoka, they got 8. Give it to Nick Herman here. Another patient cut, motoring along to the 20-yard line. Nick Herman and in. So first points on the board come by way of a circuitous route off the foot of Harry Balke. And they'll take it on the opening drive, which faced some penalties towards the...
You can't come out empty. Obviously you wanted 6, but you got the other crooked leather in 3. That'll be good enough for right now.
And Drake won 17-10 last week over Morehead State, 14-6 the prior week against Dayton.
Just 6.2 per carry, and he got a little bit more than that time, but this is what this guy does. If you don't get him to start and restart in the backfield, he is as efficient a runner.
Drive, flipping it out to Carson Fletcher, the freshman running back this time, getting involved. He's coming off his first career 100-yard game. He gets involved pretty well, too.
Love the bootleg. Watch the play fake. You got to honor it. And then I love the discipline from Bow offense.
That time it gets blown up in the backfield very quickly. Cole Sigler makes the play.
And you said it, in the backfield quickly. That's what a great get off in
time. Back to Phillips, trying to find a crease. Ultimately gets brought down by Ben Wilson, but able to pick up about 5 on the ground there.
So this Coyote offense,
all just as the South Dakota defense did, kind of backed up in their own red zone.
And if you're, a Coyote fan, you're wondering why was that ball so high? Well, I think he saw the late movement by safety Benjamin Wilson coming across. If he
So the teams exchanged field goals in each of the first 2 series. 3-3, Drake and South Dakota, first round of the FCS playoffs on ESPN.
Of Nick Herman, he wasn't really going in those first 4 or so games, and he has been tremendous since. So it's these 2 freshmen that have gotten the experience and begin to play better and better every single week that's really turned the fortunes of this entire team.
Take this, but will it stand is the question mark. Tucker, there were a couple of blocks thrown that were a little sketchy.
Yeah.
But we will see. Well, that will be negated, but Martin's an electric part of this offense will come out for South Dakota's second series when we come back.
Here, I like the no call because the grab didn't take place until the ball was touched. I'm cool with that. That's the right no call by the officials.
See the numbers for Caudy on the season, 81 tackles. That's a fun matchup to keep an eye on, by the way. Him versus Fenner, because
they call him the jump guard dog on that corner of that defense.
Go back to Phillips. The pickup of 9 on that last carry. Fletcher's going to come in to give him the breather. They'll give it to Reed Watkins all the way to the left side.
One-on-one coverage at the bottom of your screen.
That's Lorenzo Fenner looking opposite way, though. Now Bauman's going to keep it and just scoot out of bounds. Controls the game so well. That's been his theme all year. They'll hand it off, and it is Fletcher this time. Getting just inside of the 10. This is a South Dakota control in this run game, kind of reminiscent of the matchup between these teams earlier this season.
South Dakota's been great in the red zone all year. One of the best in FCS, ranking in the top 20. Winning the play with his legs. There's an upside and a downside. The downside of big hits like that.
In camp, it was his vision downfield that really impressed his coaching staff. They go to the ground there trying to establish that.
Right side of the screen, there it is right there, grabbing the face mask. And listen, things happen as a defensive lineman, especially in the trenches, and sometimes your hands do slide up, but as soon as you feel that face mask, you got to let it go. He actually exactly what you're looking for. Excuse me.
See the balance and play selection so far through the first 8 plays. There were 4 runs, 4 passes.
There's just nowhere to run the football. Great job by the Yotes. Hooper getting off the block and making an outstanding play.
Normally that's Caden Crawford in that spot for the South Dakota defense.
Changing the play at the line.
On the ground, bouncing off its left for the touchdown. Walks in. Now an opportunity to tie this game.
Touchdown Bulldogs.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Well, keep saying how that ball was thrown because of this pressure. Kind of a gift here for South Dakota.
Exactly. And so my question is, you see the pressure pass, as you'll see from any team in America. Watch the hard play action and the climb of the pocket by Bauman. Beautiful. Steps into the throw. The placement is excellent. Keep.
Well, we'll hope they put that energy out in the air and potentially spark a review, like you said. First and goal is what it currently sets up just inside of the wall.
Still, I don't believe any official review that we've heard of. And I think that they're not reviewing it officially might be good for the Yotes, because this ball might actually be close to those deals. You go on first down because what you're giving up is probably 1.5 millimeters. And so maybe you can jump the
offside
and create a turn.
Defense, number 50. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Just reaches over the goal line, and South Dakota goes back in front.
And it's
first round, a 7-point game. What's been a good one so far between South Dakota and Drake. Winner will go on to play Mercer in the second round next Saturday on the portion of the bracket where 3-seed Montana. Guy making his first postseason start was down on the depth chart, you could say as far as 5th at one point in the spring. Climbed his way up as a way of injuries and just his own pure hard work to earn that role. Teoka, I wonder if that's the call.
So is this personal foul, unnecessary roughness for the late hit, or is this a targeting call? Let's take
over the middle. Great tackle made promptly by J.R. Flood as he goes to his running back, L.J. Phillips.
Yeah, went through his progressions, didn't try to force the football, hit his check down. Everybody did a good job in that situation.
Clock ticking at 50 seconds. They down
contact. I mean, the question is, was it enough to give the defense an advantage? Watch at the very end, right there. I mean, yes, you know, but look, I'm a.
Pull off this upset. This kick returnable here. Taking it out is Martins. Electric returner, get a block. Martins past the 40. Trying to big potty down this territory. Bauman going to fake it. Pressured. Goes down the field. Has Fenner wide open.
Pass complete to Lorenzo Fenner. Touchdown, South Dakota.
Receiver open. It would have been a terrific play by the freshman. Just couldn't get enough on it. So once again, same situation. You don't have to get it all on third down. Can't have two B-gap rushers in the middle of the field like that because it will part like the Red Sea. What a sensational call by Kyle Kemp, the offensive coordinator. The only thing I want to see from Inagawa is to slide at the end of that so you don't take the hit.
Against the gain of 6.
There's Van der Wolstein on the outside getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar. When you are at the point of attack,
in 4-down territory in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's good defense by the Yotes because whenever number 25 is in motion, all eyes are on him, and they should be because they're trying to figure out creative ways to get him the ball.
Is coming. Inagawa keeps it alive to the end zone. Entanglement there between the two players, but it is incomplete. No flags. Wanted Voth.
Over 13 minutes left to go, but you're up 21 points. And so running that 4-minute offense where you're bleeding the clock, running the football and trying to kill the will of the opponent is all you're trying to do at this point. Slogan that way, have it your way. Well, this is where you are now because the defense has to overreact to any kind of play action fake. And now you got to play with some depth on the outside so they don't run by you. So all the underneath route.
So many different looks at him. It is Fletcher on the carry inside of the 10.
5'10", 215 from a teenager. Again, another guy who has yet to go through the off-season workout. I don't like personal foul penalties or reactive penalties, but sometimes you got to come in and let your quarterback know we got his back. And watch at the end of this play by Flood, number 7.
Chess match, an exchange of emotion here. You might be right.
There are fouls by both teams.
They want get back on number 7.
Yeah, if they get this in, they won't be leaving the field quietly either. Bauman fixed the run to the end zone in the pass game.
So that you can survive in advance.
Mike Jacobs back-to-back SoCon Coach of the Year. Again, went 11-3 last year, 9-2 this year, unbeaten in conference play. 9-10 to go in this one. Drake needing a miracle. They really needed it in the last 6 weeks, but it is right now as they have controlled this second half. They were coming off a 53-point performance a couple of weeks ago. Student athletes, but the outdoor work in the winter before that, their motto is do the hard things. And today they've made it look relatively easy on the ground. Going with Reed Watkins. There is a flag down.
The backup quarterback hasn't played a lot this year and only one pass attempt all year, but it's complete, so he's at 100% completion percentage. But when you hear stories like that, you're just reminded of how much together builds bonds. And when you're in tough situations, you don't start just thinking of yourself, right? When we saw Aiden Bowden getting pushed around at the end of that play by J.R. Flood, his entire group came over to his aid.
Going into next week against Mercer.
Just, again, talking about some of these seniors for Drake playing their last game. They play in the Pioneer League. That's for the Bulldogs. Getting him involved in the passing game, getting him in mismatches with that speed as his career moves on is going to be a tremendous asset.
Going to the air. Yep.
I think he wrapped with the offside arm. It came from the other side of the field. You like to see that ball, that flag being thrown from the side of the field where the infraction took place, but I think he wrapped the offside arm.
Forced Inagawa to back up and be uncomfortable today.
And I guarantee there was a ton more of, like you said, pressures. They don't show up as sacks, Jason, but they often show up as incomplete pass. The outstanding Swiss Army knife of this offense, but Jackson Voth will be back, like you said, as a sophomore. Look at the hands. Like we talked about how good his hands are. Strong, nice size hands, and soft.
Ask of going to Fargo after the win today.
I've had the pleasure of going to Fargo, and it is a place where road teams go to die for the most part. I know the entire audience is Googling it now because it's compelling to everybody but me, I'm sure. But
great winter town. Like the way it comes together for football each week is enjoy. He's taking the headset off.
Was that a segue?
You see how it works there a little bit? You teed me up. We always do tee each other up. 9 seconds left in the fourth. 9 seconds away from playing Mercer in the second round.
Travis has to be happy, though. Again, players before you see the best out of them. So the Pioneer League is on notice. The Bulldogs are here to stay.
There's your set bracket for the second round next Saturday. Captain Bauman will hand it off, and the pylon is just short of reach, along with flags coming out on the Carson flag. Bauman fixed the run to the end zone in the pass game. In the corner, still awaiting the signal. It looks like that was caught. And Bauman says you can chirp
and get it. High point in the football.
Leyland's extra point is up and good.
So that you can survive and advance.
Mike Jacobs back-to-back SoCon Coach of the Year. Again, went 11-3 last year, 9-2 this year, unbeaten in conference play. Really needed a touchdown in the drive where they were marching down the field, down 31-10, entering this quarter. Weren't able to punch it in. South Dakota goes down, scores, goes up 38-10. Quick throw to Hughes over the middle, wrapped up quickly. It's something about that exchange as well on the last series. With life isn't fair, Tyler Jackson. 38-10, they go back to the ground with Reed Watkins. Unfortunately, an injury here over on that side.
It can beat man coverage at will, but that's tough to stop.
Deliver here to Herman in the passing game this time. Out of the backfield. See where they end up on athletic scholarship. A lot of the guys, though, go for that Drake degree and stay all 4 years. Throw over the middle, and that is caught on third down. Able to link up with Hank. Approaching that 2-minute timeout. They get a play in before it. Inagawa having to scramble, which he has most of the day. Dakota got to the semifinals last year. Both lost in the semifinals. This is caught, and it is Woodson on the move. That is broken up. Good play out on the edge.
Yeah, I thought that flag would come.
That ball is nearly intercepted. Up and be uncomfortable today.
And I guarantee there was a ton more of, like you said, pressures. They don't show up as sacks, Jason, but they often show up as, so it creates incomplete passes down the road even when the pressure's not there.
The South Dakota defense really struggled in the opening half of their last game against Southern Illinois. Again, that was prior to the bye week. Fitting that they're going to finish this one off. The last time these two will see each other, but the first playoff matchup between two guys who learn the craft with each other, and that is plucked out of the air by DJ Kennard, but there is a flag down.
I guarantee you that Travis Johansson is happy about it. He's got something to yell at his defense about because they played really well.
Inagawa inside of the 10, still competing.
Quarter of all their fourth quarters combined, not today.
Yeah, flip the script there to the end zone. Nice, a late score for Drake and Jackson Voth, sophomore, former walk-on at Kansas State. The Pioneer Football League champion Drake Bulldogs do get some points on the board in the second half. Their third straight postseason for the 3-year starter, Aiden Bauman.
And listen, if you're a Drake Bulldog fan, fret not. I mean, you've got some outstanding pieces to build on, really young pieces that will get better and better. And this law is before you see the best out of them. So the Pioneer League is on notice. The Bulldogs are here to stay.
There's your set bracket for the second round next Saturday, noon Eastern time on ESPN.